Why do all modern movies feel visually overwhelming, yet the spaces are always insignificant? When old school directors made movies, they trusted the viewers to understand the frame of a wide shot, but modern directors always dictate where you look with every cut. A French film critic named André Bazin argued that the greatest power a filmmaker could have is the ability to record and respect physical space and time because it preserves viewer agency. This gives the audience the freedom to study the frame and search for meaning, allowing them to draw their own conclusions instead of being forced where to look. And the best example of this is in the 1954 movie Seven Samurai, where Akira Kurosawa stages bandits and villagers across varying planes of a large frame. The audience must actively scan the environment and movement to assemble narrative logic. Your brain naturally connects the dots between a bad guy in the background and a regular person in the foreground. In this way, instead of being handheld and fed throughout the story, you explore it, where a character standing in a room or landscape tells just as much story as their dialogue. The camera organizes what is important by showing you who is close or far away and what is blocking them. Jacques Tati was a master of this, and you can see it best in the office sequence in his 1967 movie titled Playtime. The protagonist, Monsieur Hulot, is trying to find a specific man named Mr. Gifford. The scene is framed in a massive wide shot showing a grid of identical glass cubicles, and because we see the entire space at once, we witness both characters walking in parallel, sometimes just inches away, separated by glass walls and angles, but they keep missing each other. The wide shot here isn't just establishing that the office is big, it is visually arguing that space and architecture is designed to isolate humans and make simple connection impossible. Dictating shot isn't always bad, but it exposes the difference between a director who actually builds a real scene versus a director who just hides their lazy setup or choreography with editing. In Oldboy 2003, the famous hallway fight uses a continuous wide shot to map your attention, yet it maintains spatial democracy because it never removes your freedom to read the room. But compare this to Captain America Civil War, where fights are cut into tiny pieces with close-ups. This kind of choreography is made for your attention, so your brain doesn't get to track any real physics. And even in horror films, fear thrives in spatial democracy. The rules of creating suspense explains that you cannot truly feel terrified for a character unless your brain understands the physical layout of where they are. For example, in John Carpenter's Halloween 1978, the director uses wide shots here to turn the mundane terrifying. Michael Myers lingers in the deep background of a room while the character occupies the foreground. The terror stems from agency because you as the viewer spots him first. True dread needs wide space for a threat to slowly infect the viewer's mind. Films today heavily favor facial anatomy. The industry now prioritizes cheap reactions over the spatial context triggering it, but directors like Denis Villeneuve and Alfonso Cuarón still preserves democratic vision. In Dune, Villeneuve uses gargantuan wide shots to enforce the insignificance of his characters. He proves that there are still modern audiences that possess the patience to explore a frame. Spatial freedom is now a rare outer luxury in a franchise world.